There isn't much that I can say about iCarly, so what's the point in even talking about it? Wait, what's that? This video's been in production for 4 years, 5 years, 5 years. Whoa, wow, that's actually pretty crazy. And we spent how much? We spent $80 million and have nothing to show for it. Fuck, we're going down that Square Enix path, bro. But you know what? We ain't gonna take it anymore. Let's do this. It's easy to chalk up why someone likes a show to a powerful force like nostalgia. Because let's be honest, a lot of the things that we thought were pretty cool as a kid really don't hold up and aren't as cool as we thought they were. Except for that. That wasn't cool for anybody. Period. No, seriously. Stop it. Stop with the ice punch. Stop.
Let it go! I am one with the wind and sky.
And as we grow older, it's common to fall out from and criticize the things we liked as a kid. Why? Because it wasn't our target audience. And that's perfectly fine. Because shows like Mickey Mouse Club and Dora the Explorer aren't meant to appeal to an older demographic. Unless you're watching a show like Arthur, which I don't care who you are, but that show was straight up made for adults. I don't care what y'all say, I rep that to the very end. Did you guys catch any of the humor that was put into that show? Not even subliminal, they straight iced mofos on that show. Anyway, all I'm trying to say is that there have been times where television networks have produced content that may have been produced with kids in mind, Arthur, but they still appealed to a pretty wide demographic. More so than just the dopey kids films that parents are begrudgingly dragged to every Friday. And that's where we meet Mr. Dan Schneider. Dan Schneider, a dude who, for the most part, has done some pretty solid work over the years that I'm sure more than one of you have seen before. Some of the stuff that he's worked on in the past have been Kenan and Kel, The Amanda Show, All That, Zoe 101, and my personal favorite out of the bunch, Drake and Josh. All these shows for the most part did very well on cable, not only because they appeal to their target demographic, but also to those older. I mean, let's be real, how many times have y'all gone back and rewatched something like Drake and Josh? I'm sure it's been numerous times. Probably more if they actually released it on DVD. Have you ever noticed something about the show? I want to ask y'all a question. Have you noticed that it isn't brain dead stupid? Have you noticed that it doesn't resort to the common tropes that a normal kid/preteen show would? Exactly, because when writing that show, I'm pretty sure the writers were more focused on creating humorous characters who could stand on their own 2 feet and were believable. So we had all of that great talent. Where did it all go wrong? Well, my friends, welcome to iCarly. Okay, so right off the bat, I knew something was going to be very, very wrong from the show from the initial previews that Nickelodeon put out. Usually previews are used to give you a pretty good idea of what to expect throughout the first season. And what did we get from said previews? Well, shallow and cliche characters, a laugh track that clearly someone must have duct taped their hand to, jokes that literally make no sense whatsoever, and even when there is some form of humor in the show, it devolves into the most asinine form that will only appeal to people who like content by Shane Dawson and Carlos Mencia. People who find those things hysterical. And believe me, there are a lot of people.
Stupid people are ruining America.
No, I'm serious. Where the heck is the genuine humor in this show? Characters in iCarly can be summed up as such. You have Carly Shay, who is the typical teenage girl who likes cute boys. Carly falls for the cute boys' looks, and that's all. Sam, who eats weird things and acts like the typical tomboy. Freddie, the resident geeky fuckboy. Gibby, who just exists to take his shirt off. Hey, if you like that, more power to you, boy. Please forgive me, I just realized that I had some continuity going on with the amount of times I said boy in one sentence. Forgive me. And then you have Spencer. My God, Spencer, what the, how do you have somebody this stupid? How? Half the stuff that Spencer does in the show just isn't humorous. It's more brain dead than anything else. I see a lot of people criticize Ed on Ed and Eddie for the stupid things he does, but come on, to say that and then say that Spencer is a great character, come on now. But it wouldn't be iCarly if we didn't discuss the most pivotal aspect of the show, being the web series. Yeah. If iCarly existed in the real, expect it to be on a top YouTube horrors list created by the Archfeed. It's literally just kids jumping around and doing stupid stuff. Stupid stuff! That's it! What do you gain from this? How is it entertaining that you random dance every episode? And the laugh track, my goodness, sweet Jesus, Miss Molly. You want to talk about having bland humor. There were literally times throughout the show where characters would say something that you wouldn't expect to be funny, yet they used a dang laugh track. Yeah man, I haven't seen my dad in like forever, and the first thing that happens to me when I go see him is that I get thrown in this giant robot thing and I have to save the world. By including a laugh track in a show, supposed jokes suddenly become that much more funny. All I wanted to do was explore the outside world, but in the process I lost my best friend to the darkness, potential bae gets stuck inside me, I got a duck who I can only process about half the things he's saying. No, seriously, I mean it, they didn't even subtitle the shit, it is not a joke! What?! Okay, so that one kind of deserved a laugh track, I guess. But back on point. It just goes to show that television shows just aren't made like they used to be. I know it's easy to say that I've gotten older and succumbed to the "back in my day, things were just 100 million times better" argument, but I wouldn't even say it's that, since this show was made to appeal and people in my age group. Granted, the show has its fans and was successful enough to spawn multiple seasons, spin-offs, television specials, video games. Seriously, who the fuck buys this shit? But let's be honest, this was the poster sitcom for Nickelodeon that wasn't a talking sponge and a pineapple. So of course, it'd be a success one way or another. Zoey 101 was another show that got mixed receptions from viewers, and to be honest, I think it's one of Dan Schneider's weakest. But even at the tail end, the show proved to have some enjoyable moments throughout its life cycle. iCarly, for the times where it does excel in drama between characters, it always falls apart on the biggest part of the show, being the humor that appeals to everyone. As a person who enjoys a lot of stuff from the 90s and beyond, there was definitely a shift in focus. A shift where studios realized they didn't have to put emphasis on teaching kids core values through real life situations, with occasional humor spliced in every now and then. Why put in that effort when you can settle for what gets someone's attention the fastest, which in this case happens to be random dancing, YouTube celebrities, and first ladies of the United States of America. Random dancing? I guess that's all it takes to succeed in life. Granted, I don't think TV shows should be the be-all end-all of how someone lives their day-to-day life, but they sure can have a lasting impact on people, and it's proven in the fantastic works we've gotten in the past. Shows like Drake and Josh have taught us that even though we come from different parents and walks of life, we are still family at the end of the day. And yes, not every show is meant to have deep meanings like that. Sometimes you want a show like Ed and Eddie, or Adventure Time, or regular show. But the point still stands, and I think we can all agree with this to some extent. It's that shows just aren't made like they used to be.